Jon Snow was standing on the wall, his eyes fixed on the vast frozen land stretching far into the distance, where everything seemed silent. Yet within that silence there was a strange fear hidden that he could feel deep inside. Ghost was beside him, and suddenly he became restless, letting out a low growl as if he had sensed some kind of danger approaching. At that moment, a horn echoed from afar, first once, then twice, and then a third time, and Jon Snow immediately understood that it meant the arrival of the White Walkers. Chaos spread across the wall. Soldiers were running everywhere, and preparations began instantly because everyone knew that the real threat had finally arrived. Jon Snow quickly picked up his sword and decided to go beyond the wall with a few soldiers so he could understand the true danger himself. As they moved forward into the frozen forest, they began to notice strange marks on the ground, as if someone had deliberately written something or left behind a message. Further ahead, they found several dead bodies lying exactly as Jon had once heard in old stories. But suddenly, the bodies began to move and slowly stood up, causing panic among the soldiers as the battle began. The White Walkers emerged from the darkness, and the cold glow of their eyes filled everyone's hearts with fear. Jon Snow fought with his sword and killed many of the undead, but he realized that this was only the beginning and that the real power had yet to reveal itself. During the battle, some of Jon's companions were killed, and the situation slowly began to slip out of their control. Ghost also jumped into the fight and used his strength to help Jon, allowing him to somehow survive. In the end, Jon decided to retreat back to the wall, because he understood that this war could not be won with swords alone. After returning to the wall, Jon told everyone that the White Walkers were not just stories but reality, and that they would soon return with a massive army. Some people believed him, but others still ignored it, thinking it was just fear speaking. Jon Snow realized deep inside that the greatest war had not even begun yet, and if everyone did not prepare together, the entire world could be destroyed. Night fell, and Jon stood alone on the wall, looking into the darkness, feeling as if something was watching him. Far away in the snow, a faint blue light appeared and slowly disappeared, and Jon understood that the White Walkers were not going to stop. And with that fear, the first part of the story ends, where Jon Snow prepares himself for a war that will change the fate of humanity.